I've been waiting to make this video for 4 days. I am still emotionally recovering from listening to the soundtrack for Lady Gaga's newest movie titled A Star Is Born. Actually, it's her first significant role in a film, so that's really exciting. I'm so unbelievably proud of her. But the soundtrack for A Star Is Born promised many of us Gaga fans new Gaga music, and I think that this soundtrack is some of her best music, and it is some of the music that has moved me the most. And with what I've been going through over the past 2 weeks, it's been extremely important. I'm so grateful that it exists. So I decided to do a review of this album because I think the album has a lot of strengths to it, and I really would like to draw attention to a lot of Gaga's strengths. So here we go. I will honestly say that this soundtrack is comprised of a lot of diverse types of music. You get pop music, you get indie sounding music, you get kind of this soul bebop sounding music, but at the same time you also get like soaring piano ballads too. It's very, very interesting, and I think every single Gaga fan and every person who is exposed to this who isn't a Gaga fan may find the diversity very interesting. I think that this soundtrack definitely showcases Lady Gaga's versatility and her diversity when it comes to her musical talent. So I'm going to share with you my top 5 favorite songs and explain to you why I think they are the best songs on the entire soundtrack, and I will also be sharing a couple of honorable mentions. So number 5 on my top 5 songs from the A Star Is Born soundtrack would be the song I'll Never Love Again, which is one of the final tracks in the film and on the soundtrack, and it's this very soaring and emotional piano ballad that really will bring you to tears. This song did an excellent job showcasing Gaga's range and her ability to sing softly. And a lot of her music over the past few years, we get to listen to her belt out like with this very strong and powerful voice, but in this soundtrack you get to hear her almost sound very vulnerable, and undoubtedly she would attribute that to her portraying this character that she portrays named Allie, who is a character who has a lot of insecurity, so it would make sense that there would be a lot of vulnerability. But I think this song fits as the last track because it kind of ends on a very thought-provoking, sort of like kind of bittersweet note, which I think is very powerful. Coming in at number 4 is the song Is That Alright, which was initially one of my favorites and one of the first songs that came out during the earlier promotions of this film. This song is definitely a love song that one would sing to someone else. A lot of people will go on to say that this song is a soaring piano ballad that people are going to want to walk down the aisle to, and I can honestly say I agree. When I think of my favorite song in this entire soundtrack that I would want to walk down the aisle to in a wedding, well, it would be the song Is That Alright. I think the song is going to have a very timeless quality to it, and I anticipate that they may use it as a single in the near future because of that timeless quality. So that is a great listen, not to mention it is really high up there on the iTunes charts right now too, so we can tell that it's being very well received by people. Number 3 on this list is actually one of my favorites from the entire soundtrack when it comes to Gaga's piano ballads, but this song is titled Always Remember Us This Way, and it is a song that brings me to tears every time I listen to it. It's a solemn piano ballad that gradually builds up into a type of rock-ish anthem, and it's clearly a song that is sang from one lover to another, and it definitely kind of echoes back to other classic piano ballads Gaga has done, ranging from Speechless back during the Fame Monster era to Million Reasons during the Joanne era. So we clearly know that Gaga can sing some major power ballads, and this one definitely, I would say, counts as among one of her best piano ballads, hands down. Not to mention, this song also is ranging up there in the charts. It's, I think, on iTunes #2 to Shallow right now, so that's pretty awesome. The second song on this list of best songs from A Star Is Born is the song titled Look What I Found, which they actually just selected as being the second single from the soundtrack. So this song is definitely a really unique song for Gaga to sing. It kind of seems echoey of the songs from Joanne titled Come to Mama and Just Another Day. These are type of like beboppy soul-ish songs, and I really found them kind of relating to the styles of Aretha Franklin and Amy Winehouse. I love it so much. Like, this song, as soon as I started hearing the piano beat to it, I was immediately like, yes, this song is amazing, and I am surprised that this song has not garnered a little bit more attention before now, but I'm grateful that they selected this as a single. A lot of fans have been kind of confused as to why they selected this as a single, but I think it's very excellent because it shows, again, Gaga's versatility, and this bebop type of doo-wop beat is very radio-friendly in my opinion. So I think this song is going to potentially reach a bunch of different audiences and kind of give everybody a new eye view when it comes to Gaga. So I have high hopes that this song is going to do well, and it's hands down one of my favorites, as you can tell because it's in this list. Before I talk about the #1 song, I want to do a couple of honorable mentions. The first song that I want to mention as an honorable mention, of course, is one of Bradley Cooper's songs. I feel the need to give him some credit here because he also put in so much work in performing in this movie, especially since he has not been a musical performer at all. The song Alibi is such a powerful piece. It's this very grungy, kind of a dark rock sounding piece that has a little bit of country twang to it. And it, like, honestly, Bradley Cooper's voice is hot as hell, and I think that he went above and beyond. I'm so happy that he kind of went on the edge and performed and had the confidence to be a musician when he never was before. I think that's an amazing testament to not only his talent, but also his quality as a movie director. He actually directed this film. The two other songs that I want to mention as honorable mentions are the more pop-sounding songs on this album, titled Hair, Body, Face and Why Did You Do That? Hair, Body, Face, a lot of little monsters are going to love because it definitely sounds like Gaga's older work. Very pop-sounding, very synth-oriented, but also very stripped back. It sounds pretty, like, kind of like more modernized pop that you hear in the top 40 nowadays. The second song, or the third song I mean, Why Did You Do That, is kind of like this tropidelic sounding song. It kind of had like these tropical beats similar sounding to The Cure, but this song is definitely intended in the film to be the more kind of mindless pop song. I think it's really catchy, and I think it's such a bop. I love it, and I'm always listening to it and kind of, you know, doing some sexy dancing. But anyway, the song that takes the #1 spot in this film for me is the power ballad Before I Cry. At first, when I was listening to this soundtrack, I almost overlooked this song, but I gave it a listen, and I was absolutely blown away by how soaring it is. When I listen to the song, it's clearly a bittersweet cry to some sort of lover, you know, trying to gain their attention, trying to help them understand the singer's emotions. And Gaga does this so unbelievably well because, like I mentioned before, we all know that she does power ballads phenomenally, but this song echoes a lot of the talent of Kelly Clarkson and Sia and Beyonce even, because they are very much known for these types of power ballads. I think that Gaga goes above and beyond with this style of music, and I would honestly love to see more of it on future albums because her, like, that emotive, raspy, kind of rockish sound to her voice complements that style of music well. But anyway, I wanted to do this review of the album, the soundtrack, by sharing my top 5 favorite songs. I am so unbelievably proud of Gaga. I know she has been working toward this for a long time and that she's been very passionate about taking on a lead role in a film, and I'm glad that she's finally had the opportunity to do it. Gaga, if you ever get to watch this video, I can only dream that you would. I just want you to know how much you empower and move me, and as an artist myself and as a poet, I aspire to your level of creativity and your level of freedom as an entertainer and as someone who freely expresses themselves. So thank you. Thank you for all that you do. You were so appreciated. But anyway, if you like this video and you're a little monster, or if you are just a movie watcher of this film, please subscribe to my channel. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you had different songs that you loved from the soundtrack, please list them. I would be happy to see your reasoning behind them. But anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. And please give the soundtrack a listen. Buy it if you haven't yet, and go watch A Star Is Born, because it is definitely worth it. Anyway, have a good night. Bye.